Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Minding Your Mind. My name is Kate Roiro, and in this years of Matters Brain in the Human Body. If this is your first time to join in, please subscribe to my channel and also share this video. It might be of help to 1, 2, 3 persons out there. Also, feel free to use the link on the description below so that you can be brought up to speed on what we've been talking about. In the last episode, we began to talk about adolescence, and we discussed a few things, among them rebellion. And as promised, today we shall look at abnormal rebellion in adolescence. As we try and understand rebellion in adolescence, let's first see what happens in their brain at this stage. The prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the brain that is located just behind the forehead, is the region of the brain that is responsible for judgment. It is responsible for understanding outcomes and consequences and impulse and emotional control, and it does not reach maturity until in the mid-20s. This area of the brain is to blame for your child's poor decision making and mood swings. And surprise, while the prefrontal region is developing, the region of the brain that is responsible for reward and pleasure response is well developed. And what is the result, therefore? A risk-taking behavior with little concern for consequences. That is why you see teenagers having unsafe sex without thinking about the impact of that. They don't think that they can get HIV or STIs and STDs, or even get pregnant, and sometimes even cervical cancer. You will see teenagers bullying other teenagers without thinking about the consequences of their actions, and or sometimes even when they go to parties, they will do drugs without thinking about the repercussions of that. And this starts as early as 9 to 13 all the way to 20-something years old, since teens have trouble seeing past this immediate gratification of their action to the possible repercussion. Worst case scenario like addictions, they can get injured, or sometimes even accidental deaths, and other long-term life-changing outcomes like pregnancy. This is what keeps parents awake at night, and it's not easy to deal with someone like that. They constantly roll their eyes at your every utterance. They don't want to listen. They don't want to be told anything. They slam their bedroom door whenever you ask them to do something, like even cleaning or pick up after their litter, or sometimes they run off whenever you set curfews for them in bedtime. It can be extremely stressful, but there is a need for every parent to understand the distinction between actual rebellion and what most adolescents do, which is to push back in a normal, healthy way. This we discussed in the previous episode. If you didn't get to watch it, click on the link in the description below and it will lead you to my previous videos. Today, let's talk about actual or abnormal rebellion. It can manifest itself in different ways. For example, being in an erratic, violent behavior, that leads to breaking of laws, suspension from school, frequent use of drugs and alcohol. Some teens will be pathological liars, drastic changes in appearance, which they never wanted before, like tattoos and piercings on the tongue, nose, belly, and sometimes this rebellious behavior can manifest itself in an escalated abnormal moodiness. This kind of rebellion can be caused by various factors. And just to remind ourselves, as I said in the previous episode, your child's reaction is not something against you, but something normal developing within them. So it is of first and foremost importance as a parent to make sure your rebellious teen's behavior is not, a response to something specific or incidents or a problem, because it is not all the time natural or hormonal changes. In some cases, there can be an underlying problem to their erratic behavior. For example, something that we can take very lightly, like friendship issues. It may look minimal or insignificant, especially to African parents who care less about their children's friendships. Another cause can be family changes, like working more, a parent working more, or conflict between parents. When there is violence at home, this can have detrimental effects on your kids' behavior. If so, address the change and address appropriate ways of addressing emotional need, because most of the teens will be craving for your attention and your affection. So don't be quick in punishing your child's rebellious behavior when it really can be a symptom of disconnect in their relationship or relationships. If your child is a victim of bullying, physical violence, or even sexual assault, these can manifest as a rebellious behavior. He or she can become silent, they can become withdrawn, and often display signs of depression and other mental health issues. If you notice this kind of behavior, which sometimes can even lead to self-harm, even if your kid is opening up to you, it's good that you suggest therapy, as they may share more to a neutral person who is well equipped to help them cope and heal. And please, African parents, let's stop stigmatizing therapy. It is for crazy people. Let's break from this laid-back thinking and embrace it. It is okay to seek help, because hurting people hurt others. If you don't deal with your issues, you will be broken, raising broken children, and eventually will have a broken society. And also, if it applies, if you don't let your kid deal with these issues, the issues of sexual assault and physical violence, or they have witnessed violence at home, if you do not let them deal with this at a professional level, they will translate this when they grow up and have kids. They will pass this on to their children, and we will just have a generation of broken people. So also note that your teen needs the opportunity to think for themselves. Do not overcrowd their minds with your voice telling them what to do. Jump, don't jump. Let them build confidence in their ability to solve problems. Jumping in and trying to solve problems for them or telling them what to do sends the message that you think they are inadequate, and it only adds to their fury, straining your relationship even more. If they don't ask for your opinion, don't give it. You know, they say that unsolicited advice is received as criticism. Instead, say, I'm here for you. This will teach them a growth mindset thinking style that shows that it's okay to make mistakes. And allow me to share with you some tips from Shannon Battle, a professional counselor to parents of teenagers. Number one is to not stress out. Adolescence is a time of separation from parental norms and the development of self-identity, resulting in strained relationship and autonomous decision making that goes against most values and family beliefs. Essentially, your child is trying to come into their own. Number two, establish boundaries. Boundaries allow them to feel empowered to make choices while clearly understanding the consequences. Number three, stay consistent with your rules and structure for your home. Number four, be open. Offer times to have family meetings where ideas can be expressed non-judgmentally. Number five, check in. Provide daily check-ins where you spend at least 3 to 5 minutes checking in with them about how their day was. Number six, evaluate punishments. Make sure punishments fit the behavior and try not to overpunish where it no longer has an effect on your child. Number seven, be a united front. If you have a spouse, make sure both of you are on the same page. Number eight, address the behavior without bashing your child. You want to continue to build their self-esteem and self-worth and not to give them a reason to consider you as an enemy. And the main thing to keep in mind is that balancing a healthy relationship with your teen and the need to make them feel safe enough to express themselves is the primary goal in managing unpredictable and unnerving behavior and making it out of the teen years unscathed. That's all for today. Thank you for tuning in. Join me next time as we discuss about identity. I'll be joined by a professional psychologist, Dr. Joy Eve. Subscribe, and share this video to all parents to be and teenagers. Let us all be informed people in a woke generation. My name is Kate Roiro, an enthusiast of Matters Brain and the human body. See you next time, same place. Bye.